Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. We have a very special guest here in Bricktown Ballpark, downtown Oklahoma City, left-handed pitcher in the Dodgers organization. Adam, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Got to back up to the World Championships. I see that big smile on your face, man. You had a great year that year. Got to throw in the postseason. Take us through all of that.
Well, it's certainly very special, something that I think still kind of feels surreal at times. Maybe it'll sink in another 20, 30 years, but I was just very fortunate to be a part of such a special team. And, for me, I think, like I said, it'll sink in one of these days. It's really fun to be back here. A lot of the same coaches, some of the same players as well. So to be back here in the Dodgers organization is certainly something I couldn't be happier about.
You love the instruction here with the Dodgers, don't you?
I really do. Yeah, I think the working relationship that we developed when I first got traded here in 2019. They instantly, I felt really accepted, not just amongst the players, but the coaches really, and their personalities just lend to really working each and every day on your craft. And I certainly feel comfortable here.
You got that left-handed side slot, so used to you could only throw to one. You could throw to just one hitter. How has the three hitters affected you?
I think personally it affects me more so just in the workload. Before I would even have some 1-2 pitch outings, and then that would call it a night, and then be ready for the next night. So now it's a little different, just in terms of my pitch count gets a little higher. I used to take, I still do, but being available each and every night, is still important, but it just doesn't happen as often. When you face one batter, you can pitch 5 out of 7 days. So facing more batters really just making sure my body's still in good condition to pitch regularly, and I still feel really confident facing more than one hitter.
You've been with Oakland the last 2 years. Can you kind of compare the developmental systems with the Dodgers to other clubs? Not necessarily Oakland in specific, but to the other clubs.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland, I enjoyed my time there. I think that what I learned here really quickly, being with the Dodgers, is just how they really have that one-on-one personal relationship development. And like I said, it started from day one when I first got here. So to me, being back with these teammates and these coaches, it certainly is helpful.
You're off to a great start in 2023. So what would you contribute to that?
I've always felt really confident in my abilities, and sometimes I'm a ground ball pitcher. Sometimes the ground ball gets through the infield. Sometimes it's right at the guy. So for me, I try to keep my head down, not worry about the results, especially early on. But as long as I'm keeping the ball on the ground, we have a lot of information here to put our defenders in the right position. So I just trust that side of things. And I'm a movement pitcher. I'm not a velocity pitcher. So as long as my ball's moving and I'm getting ground balls, I'll be in good shape.
You've been at the pinnacle of the major leagues with the Dodgers. The postseason, the year the Dodgers won the World Series. Now you're in AAA. I like to ask guys like you that are back in AAA, what's the goals? What are you trying to accomplish every day that you take the mound?
I think I learned, a long time ago now, but just that, I have to take the same approach when I come to the ball field, whether it's, in AAA or in the major league level. And, when you do that, it also allows for those times when you're in the big leagues to not be overwhelmed by, the circumstances that come up. If I take the same intense approach here in AAA that I do in Los Angeles, I know that once I'm there, the moment won't feel too big. And like I said, I just worry about movement and getting ground balls, and that can happen at any level. So it's really just on me to be prepared, have great command. That's a big thing for me too. If I fall behind guys and walk guys, I know it's an uphill battle. So for me, I try to focus every day on my command, attacking hitters, and keeping that ball on the ground.
The movement, command, getting ground balls, that's a great formula in the PCL because there's a lot of parks where the ball flies, isn't there?
Absolutely. The last 2 years was my first experience in the PCL. I was always in the International League prior. So, you learn that quickly, but also, just because the ball flies here, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be aggressive. These hitters are, just as good as big league hitters. They're just, working on consistency like we all are. So
they're you, but on the offensive side, yeah.
Exactly. So, like I said, for me, that approach of attacking at all times, not being afraid of the ball flying, and keep the ball on the ground, I'll be all right.
So you've had a really good start to 2023. We mentioned that. You must have had a great offseason. Take us through your routine.
Yeah, I did feel great. I think one thing that really helped me back home in Maryland was the weather worked out great all year. I was able to play catch outside all off season, which is unique for me. I got to throw all my bullpens outside in spikes, which again is unique. Usually I'm indoors or in a gym of some kind. So I think if I could point to anything, that was just one of those lucky things that the weather was really cooperated, and I was able to be outside, and I think it allowed me to feel a little bit ahead of schedule when I came into spring training.
Goals for 2023, this year specifically?
I mean, obviously just get back to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I think, I know I'm not the youngest guy anymore,
Yep.
but for me, I know I can still contribute. And that's the really fun thing about being in this organization is they're going to be there come playoff time. So, my goal is just to be ready if my name gets called. I take all the experiences in the past. I learned a lot from them, so I know I can still contribute, and really just to be ready when that time comes.
I like to ask guys like you and guys in your position, okay, what things do you think you're good at right now to be a quality major league guy consistently every day? What things do you think you need to work on to get there?
For me, I've always been very confident with my sinker ball. That's what I attack with the most. So I'm very confident with that. And like any pitcher, you make sure that your secondary pitches are up to par as well. I don't really make it a secret that I throw a ton of sinkers. I usually throw 70, 80% of my pitches that way. So for me, just having my secondary ready and to be able to keep hitters guessing.
Awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much for joining Dodgers Daily.
All right, thank you.